So today I've got a tile here inked up ready. I've used, here we go, colour blends, there we go, blush pink, they use that a lot obviously, and that one, toasted rose. I use this one first and just inked a white tile. I've got a couple of bits and pieces lying around, of course pens, pencils, watercolours, all that kind of thing, and I'm just going to see how I go. But first of all then, I want to bring a pen in straight away today, and we're good to go. So if you want to, you can draw this on the right hand side. If you don't want to put the words in a little bit, you do your own. You can stamp a sentiment, or you can actually continue this design all the way across the tile. So there's quite a lot of options here, and I'm giving you something to think about if you don't even know what you're going to draw yet. But it's nice to have that sort of starting point, isn't it? So okay, there's sort of middle of my tile. I'm going to come slightly further over, and I'm going to put in a line. It doesn't matter if it's not straight, please don't worry about that at all. So not quite touch the bottom, and then another one quite close to it and down there. Now what I want to do is I want to slightly curve it outwards, and then I can put a bobble on the top there. Then I'm going to extend it a little bit more. I'm going to sort of follow that line and bring it out and extend this line and bring it out. So you see I've still got space at the top, I've not gone crazy big. And I'm going to turn it this way because I'm going to put a curve across the top there. And while I've got it this way around, I'm going to put one curve on across the top of that one as well. Coming off the top of this sort of piece here and in there, I'm going to put another line there. Let's go a bit bigger so you can see it. And let's have some little lines, and then I can sort of fill in every other one. I've got a bit of a stripe going on. And then to the top of this, not too far up, a little loop on one either side. So looking at the top, about the middle, I'm going to come down, not too far, down, and then a curve this way, and a curve this way. Loop there, see I'm coming up the middle, round, down. Let's put some little lines in there. Over this one, up the middle, round, down. So I'm sort of following the shape. I'm getting a couple of little loops in there. And let's put some little dots under there, see? And then coming up at the top there, I'm going to start with a line going up there. And then on this side, 1, 2. So you see they get smaller. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to put little dots on the top of those. And same there. And then off this side, I'm going to sort of come out slightly. I could do it this way, I'm going to come out here. I like to do this bit first. That one. And on the other side. And then down we come. And down again. See, I've put a little bit of a kink in the line there. Take it a bit further down. And then on the bottom edge here, I can sort of carry on that loop design, but you see it's slightly offset. Similar thing on this side. Little dots around the area there. See, I'm not going to go all the way across. I've just sort of chosen a side and working on that there. I think while I'm up here, I'm going to fill in those little gaps that I've got with a bit of ink. So we've got this lovely sort of shape going on here. And what I want to do now is, you can start at the bottom or the top, doesn't matter. I'm going to come out with a curve. You see it's not touching, it's just to the side there. So let's do, I'm going to try, yeah, I'm going to get 3 in there. And the same on this side. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then from the point there, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna come down and out, so it's got a bit of a kink in it. I'm gonna put a line in. Now let's go a little bit bigger. So same again, kink, line, down and out. See, and line. Let's do that on this side. So it's down and out. Oh, so it's sort of in and out, and then a line, and out, and then a line. So I'm going to do another one this side, but this time I'm going to slightly curve my line. I'm not going to go too far, because if I do, it's going to end up off the tile. We don't want that. So I've got a bit of a curve going on there. And then we extended it a little bit, didn't we? Joined it off. And then I'm going to extend it a bit more. Again, bearing in mind that you're getting close to the end of the tile there. And put a curve in. And I did put a little line in there, see, with some stripes. And then on the top of this one, little loops. Coming to the top, actually, we did do a little curve on the top. Then a V, upside down in the middle there, curve that way, curve that way, and then up and down, creating 2 loops. If yours is a bit wider, you can put 3 in. That's fine. And then this time, see, I can only actually get 1 dot in there. So that's what I'm going to do. And my little lines here, remember they were getting smaller as I worked my way down. Little bubbles on the top. Each one. Little dots. And then I did a line, remember? And a little bit of a kink in there. Same sort of thing here. And then we sort of slightly offset those extra loops. Looks like it's sort of been folded and it's gone around. So I'm gonna turn my tile for a minute, and I want to put a bit of a wavy line. So it's going to take into consideration that I've got those there, so it's going to join those. And then just part way up there, miss that little bit, and then put in there. And then I'm going to come down this one, sort of starting point, and I'm going to add a second sort of line around. So, you know, on purpose, trying to swap it around a little bit. Yeah, so it just looks like there are 2 lines, but they're not, you know, they're not completely in line with each other. Too far out. Yeah. Now, when we come to a border that sort of stops abruptly, it's nice to have a couple little extra bits on there. It's almost just like, you know, just finishing these things off, isn't it? Dots. They don't have to be the same. Let's turn it around. You know, so long as there's, you know, a little bit of interest there. All right, so let's have a look at these corners. I'm going to sort of start here. I'm going to work it round. Let's have a look. I'm going to create a shape. Francis, oh, good question. I'm not on a hobby maker tomorrow. I'm on Sewing Street tomorrow. So it's an early get up. Yes. Okay. So little, I'm gonna put 2 there, see, I'm gonna put little lines in. It's quite small, so I'm not gonna get as much done in here as with the other one. And then put that curve on the top. And then that upside down V. Bring that up, and put dots there while I'm at it. And then in the middle, little loops, one there, one there. Okay. Oh, Francis, you're okay. Put those in. So it doesn't matter which way round you kind of do these. You know, if you find that doing that little bit first, you know, and then come back and do these afterwards, it's entirely up to you. There isn't a set rule on what you do first. So as before, I'm actually going to draw the whole sort of curve shape in there, like that. And then I'm going to put those 2 little lines in there. So curve on the top. And then there's my, oh, I've done it wrong. No, I've done it the wrong way. Doesn't matter. Let's do another, like I meant it. There you are. So I've got more loops to put in now. There we are. See, it's never a wrong way. It's all fine. It's giving me a slightly different flower. And that's absolutely fine. I'm going to still follow the process, look, of putting those in. No, we're not forgetting my loops at the bottom. And then, of course, put these little shapes in. And all around we go. Okay, so that slight difference in there is fine. Look, it just gives it a little bit of a different blue. Okay, so I'm going to come in with my pencil. I'm going to put myself just a few lines in just to help me. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's it, guys.
2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put 1 up there. It's always nice to sort of work it out, isn't it? Here we are then. So, there is rumour actually that Dobby's cousin is imminent. He's going to be here at some point. So, if you never, I'm going to put never in there. See, so my N. It's going to go slightly sort of up and past. Alright, now again you can do your own little thing here. You know, whether you want to go in full calligraphy, you just put it in writing. I think sometimes seeing a tile that you've actually handwritten really brings it forward, isn't it? Okay, so now I've got a capital Y. Now it's difficult because I've got those ones. I don't want to go square, so I'm going to go sort of a bit in the middle. Just make that bigger. There we are. So keeping it kind of neat, but again, please don't worry about it. Now sometimes, you know, when you're actually trying something for the first time and it's a bit scary, and that goes for everything or anything really, but I think this is one of those poignant sort of little comments that if you don't try, how are you going to know? So sometimes we have to sort of be a little bit brave, don't we, and just give it a go. There we go. So if you never try, you'll never know. Oh, look at that. Okay, I'm going to come back to this and I'm going to rub those out in a short while. I'm going to leave them just for now because I want to bring a little bit of colour in. See if Leslie will bring him in. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to sort of bring in reds and oranges. Let's add a little. Now this is watercolour pencils. So if you want to go in with your regular pencil and Tortillon, this is where you would add your regular pencil. And then you'd bring your Tortillon in and add. What I'm going to do is bring in some water. Okay? Not now, but in a minute. And I even prepared that, so I've got some here. So Leslie will be impressed with that. Although she can't hear me at the minute because she's making she's making a cuppa. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Just adding that little bit of colour in. Okay, so I've got a bit of that colour in. So that's my, let's have a look, number 19, if you want to know. I mean, I'm sure you've got your own colour choices and things as well, so that's fine. So let's bring in, I'm going to bring a bit of, I do like this yellow, sort of an orangey yellow look, number 32. I'm going to add a little bit of that over the, just over the top of the edges. Does that make sense? So I'm not going over the top of all of it, just on those edges there. And you'll notice that I'm not filling it in. It's kind of just adding that little bit of colour in there. So at this point, you know, you'd have your Tortillon in there, and that's what you'd be softening out. Well, I'm going to come in with colours. So let's go, I don't know, let's go with a little bit of purple. It's nice to be able to mix and match these colours, isn't it? And just go with the flow, really. And a bit in there, a bit in there, a few more to do there, of course. And then the section in the middle, let's have it. I'm going to go in with a bit of a dark green, just a little bit on that edge where those dots are. Okay, same there, look. Oops, you couldn't see. Same there, look, and same there. And then I'm going to come in a little bit at the top there. See, this is the darker green, so just a little bit down. So I'm right at that bottom edge. I've not put much on there at all. Just giving it a little bit of a hint. Oh, what was that number? Sorry, that was number 3, look. This one's number, yeah, number 4. A little bit of green in there. See again, look, I'm not putting much in, just sort of almost gesture. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to come in and rub out those pencil lines because I know it's all nice and dry now. Don't want them in. Okay. So before I use the water on those colours, a little bit of pencil. That's it. I'm going to come in with my regular pencil and add a little bit around sort of the inside of that border design, kind of loosely. Don't make too much of it, it's fine. Tortillon. So again, let's go in a little bit more. Oh, all excited. Look, I want to get the colour pencil first. So swirls. You know, I'm not holding it too close to the end. Let's control this a little bit. Clean water, not too much of it, because they're quite sort of small sections. Brush. I'm going to start in the bottom edge here and pull it out. Piece at a time. Clean water again. Thank you, Leslie. She's doing this begrudgingly.
Very.
And,
No, I don't know. I haven't seen him this morning, so I assumed he'd stayed at home with the dogs.
Oh. never mind. Okay. So again, pulling it sort of up bank a little bit. When he gets to a point, so I've got a little bit left. Look, yeah, he's probably, yeah. He's off somewhere with Dobby. See, clean water. And you see how that sort of blends in. Okay. So I'm going to go with all the same colour first. So all my sort of red and yellows, they're all doing first. Okay, so I don't have to sort of think about almost a cross-contamination of colours. And it's so small, it doesn't take much at all. Hardly anything. But look, clean water again. And just touch on those ends. Okay. Same sort of thing right here. This is hardly much to do there, really. This is the main bit kind of thing. There you go. And here, now these sort of, they're almost like window dressing to the main event, which is the flowers on the left anyway. They're just a little hint in the corner. Again, look, clean water coming back in and almost sort of just touching the edge of that colour and blending it in. I don't want the whole thing to be filled with colour. It needs to have that little blend, see? Okay, so I'm going to do the green next because it's, you know, obviously it's a little bit lighter than that purple. So again, clean water, start at this top end, see? Work it in. You see it's starting to sort of react and act like paint now. So then, Rose, the super smooth, the white pack of postcards don't take water so well. I would stick with regular pencils on them. You can ink them just as you would anything else, but I wouldn't go watercolour. I would stick to the cartridge postcards for watercolour. You can do a little bit on it. When I say a little bit, I mean, try with one. I mean, there's 48 in the pack. So as long as you don't get too carried away with it and just add a little bit, you should be fine. But I would have a little bit of a practice first. Because if you think about the Locket Lane colouring book, that's super smooth and I did use watercolours in there. But you do have to be quite sparing with the water. There you go. Alright. Okay, so I'm just sort of pushing this colour up and out. Kind of like, you know, sometimes leaving that little bit of texture on there. And I'm doing that dark green at the same time. Cold, clean water, see, softens it off. So let's do these ones around the border. Okay. And again, see where you've got that sort of edge there? Clean water, just touch it and it'll blend to nothing. So I noticed that we're all posting our tiles, which is brilliant, and I've seen quite a few. They're coming through looking great. What I could ask you to do is, when you post your tile, if you could put hashtag Sanntangle somewhere in your post, that would be great, because anybody then searching for Sanntangle would actually be able to pick up those lovely tiles that you're doing. Okay, so I think just one more thing. I mean, the flowers look lovely, don't they? I'm going to add a tiny little bit of pencil. Now look where I'm holding my pencil. Okay, so I say a tiny little bit of pencil down this side. So it's really fine. Let's just lift that up, see? Really fine. And then if you bring your Tortillon in, you can just sort of work that in a little bit. Just looks a little bit too clean, you know. Just wants a little bit of something down that side there. Okay. Just sort of working in. And of course, if you've not inked your tile, it might look a bit different. You might not need it. You see, just giving it that little bit of a hint of something that makes all the difference. All right.